3 nights ago, a security guard in Lagos quit his job without warning. He refused to explain why. He only said one sentence before leaving the building forever. Whatever is inside apartment 14B is not human. At first, nobody believed him. But after police checked the security cameras, they discovered something horrifying. Something that should have been impossible. And the strangest part? The apartment had been empty for over 3 years. The building stood near the edge of town. Old, quiet, almost forgotten. Most tenants avoided the top floor because strange noises were often heard late at night. Soft knocking, footsteps, sometimes crying. Management blamed old pipes, but every guard assigned to the night shift complained about apartment 14B, especially between 2 a.m. and 3 a.m. That was the hour people heard the woman crying. Not screaming, not talking, just crying softly behind the door, like someone begging for help. The newest guard was a 32-year-old man named David. He had worked security jobs for years and didn't believe in ghosts. His first week was normal until Thursday night. At exactly 2:13 a.m., the intercom rang. David answered immediately. Static filled the speaker. Then a weak female voice whispered, "Please open the door." David frowned. "Which door?" No answer, only breathing. Then the line disconnected. He checked the caller ID. Apartment 14B, but according to management records, nobody lived there. David grabbed his flashlight and took the elevator upstairs. The hallway lights flickered as he stepped onto the 14th floor. The corridor was silent. Cold. Too cold. He slowly walked toward apartment 14B. That's when he heard it. Crying, very soft crying coming from inside the room. David knocked once, no answer. The crying stopped immediately. Now there was only silence. He radioed downstairs and asked management if anyone had entered the apartment recently. The answer came back instantly. No, the room has been sealed since 2023. David stared at the door. Then he noticed something strange. The lock was moving. Slowly, as if someone on the other side was trying to unlock it. But the apartment had no electricity. Nobody should have been inside. David backed away. Then a woman's voice whispered from the other side of the door, "Don't leave me alone with it." The hallway lights went out. Complete darkness. For 3 seconds. David heard footsteps rushing toward the door from inside the apartment. Heavy footsteps, not human footsteps. Then the emergency lights turned back on. Everything became silent again. David ran back downstairs, but he didn't tell anyone what he heard. Not yet. The next night, he returned for his shift. He tried convincing himself it was stress. Maybe another tenant had entered the room somehow. Maybe someone was playing a prank. At 2:13 a.m., the intercom rang again. This time, David didn't answer. The phone kept ringing. Again. 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 Finally, he picked up. The same woman whispered, "You didn't help me." David felt chills run down his arms. Then the woman suddenly began crying. Loud crying, terrified crying, and behind her voice another sound appeared, breathing. Deep, wet, inhuman breathing. Then a second voice spoke through the intercom. A male voice, distorted, almost growling. "Come upstairs." The line died instantly. David called another guard to stay near the lobby while he checked the floor again. But when the elevator opened, the hallway looked different. The lights were dimmer, and apartment 14B was slightly open, just a few inches. David froze. The apartment was supposed to be locked. The crying returned, this time louder, coming from inside. Against his better judgment, he pushed the door open. The smell hit him first. Rotten. Wet. Like something had been decaying for years. The apartment furniture was covered in dust. The walls were stained black near the ceiling, and in the middle of the living room stood a woman facing the wall. Her hair covered her face completely. David whispered, Ma'am? She didn't move. Then slowly, she pointed toward the bedroom. David turned his flashlight toward the hallway. That's when he saw footprints. Large, wet footprints. Leading into the darkness. Not barefoot, not shoes. Something else. Something unnatural. Then the woman spoke without turning around. He watches from inside the closet. David's flashlight began flickering violently. Then, the bedroom door creaked open by itself. Inside the room was complete darkness, but David could hear breathing. Slow, heavy breathing. Something was inside that room, watching him, waiting. Then the closet door moved, just slightly. David backed away, but the woman suddenly screamed, "Don't let it see you!" The closet door burst open. David only saw it for 1 second, a tall shape unfolding itself from inside the darkness. Its limbs bent the wrong way. Its eyes reflected white under the flashlight, and its mouth was stretched impossibly wide. The flashlight died instantly. David ran. He heard footsteps chasing him through the apartment. Fast, violent. The woman screaming behind him. The creature scraping against the walls. He reached the hallway and slammed the apartment door shut. Then something hit the other side so hard the entire wall shook. David ran to the elevator, but before the doors closed, he saw the woman standing inside the apartment doorway. This time her hair had moved from her face. Her eyes were completely black, and she whispered, "It knows where you live now." The next morning, management checked apartment 14B. The room was empty. No woman, no footprints, no damage. But when they reviewed security footage from the hallway, David was seen running out of the apartment alone. Nobody else appeared in the video, not even the woman. But the camera audio captured something horrifying. Right before David escaped, a deep voice whispered directly into the hallway microphone, "Open the closet." David resigned that same day. He moved out of the city 2 days later, and according to his former co-workers, he never slept with closet doors open again. But the final part of this story was discovered last month. A maintenance worker repairing old wires inside apartment 14B found a hidden cassette recorder buried behind the bedroom wall. The tape contained a recording from 2023. Police believe it belonged to the last tenant who lived there before disappearing. The recording begins with a woman crying. Then knocking sounds are heard from inside her closet. Then her voice says, "There's someone hiding in there." For 30 seconds, nothing happens. Then the closet door slowly opens, and a deep, distorted voice says, "I've been here the whole time." The tape ends with screaming, and to this day, nobody knows what was really inside apartment 14B.